Welcome to I Am Your Target Demographic. Today we are talking about the X-Files. This is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. I grew up with this show. I love this show. It was very, very important to me for many, many years. Was it always great? No. There were a lot of seasons there towards the end that really struggled. Storylines just got way out of control, so I don't know if it necessarily nailed the landing. But still, the concept of rebooting it is exciting to me. So let's first talk about what we know, and then we're going to talk about what I want. 5 things that I want from the reboot of X-Files. So what do we know? We know that Ryan Coogler is taking charge on this. Ryan Coogler is famous for Sinners, Black Panther, Creed, some amazing properties, and he is kind of excited and passionate about X-Files. So he's putting together this reboot. We know that Danielle Deadwyler is set to be one of the 2 leads, or multiple leads. I guess we don't even know if there's only 2. One of the leads. If you don't know her, she was great in Till. She was great in Rooster, if you're watching that on HBO. She has been in a few things, isn't a common name, but she's a name that I'm very confident in, that she can bring something really cool. So that's really all we know. So now let's talk about what I want from this reboot. The first thing I want is a given, that this should not be an exact translation of the original show. This should not follow the same beats. This should not have the same kind of character growth development. This should be totally separate. I don't think it needs to be tied to the original, but it should be something different and new. This is a given. They're not going to try to replicate, the arcs that got really out of control in the original show. So I want to see something new and innovative. The second thing I want is I think X-Files was popular because of its Monster of the Week formula. That every episode was something new. It was a kind of a self-contained, here is a monster, and here's what is going on, and here's the mythology, and is it real or is it something, that we can explain with science? That's kind of always the debate. Yes, there were kind of mythology-focused episodes that had this larger arc, but those are usually not what people consider to be their favorite episodes. Their favorite episodes are one-offs. My favorite was something like Pusher, which is a person who could, suggest to someone that they had to do something and they did it. Very reminiscent of like Purple Man in Jessica Jones. There's one-off monsters, that those are always the best episodes. So I hope this keeps that. This ties to number 3, which is that I hope we get more than like 8 episodes a season. TV shows have gotten very, very short. So I hope that this is a longer season that allows us to have many one-off episodes, Monsters of the Week, but also some sort of larger arc. If we get rid of the Monster of the Week and we just have an 8-episode storyline, I don't know if that is going to recapture the lightning that worked when X-Files first came out. So I think we need longer seasons. We're not going to get 24 episodes, but something like 12 or 13 might allow some flexibility to have both of those things. The fourth thing I want. Let me start by saying that I was a kid when the first X-Files came out, and it was just terrifying enough that it was like scary, but it wasn't inappropriate for children. So I think this should also walk that line. I remember I was probably in like 5th or 6th grade, and the episode Ice came out. Ice is about a kind of parasite. It's very like The Thing, where it's a parasite that kind of lives in different hosts and kind of like controls their mind a little bit. That was scary. And I remember seeing that and I was terrified. But it wasn't super gory. It wasn't really disgusting. So I hope this also walks that line. I don't want to see this go full horror, full gore, where it's something that you can't watch with kids. I want kids to be a little scared of it, but not inappropriate for them to watch. I think the tone is really important to strike that balance. And the 5th and final thing, again, I think is kind of a given, that I want to see our leads, Danielle Deadwyler and whoever, have interesting, complicated dynamics with each other and stories for us to learn about as they unfold. That was kind of the interesting thing. The skeptic, the believer, I think that is core to this. Like who believes in what, that's always interesting. But I think this should not exactly replicate what worked with Mulder and Scully, but give us something that there is a tension, there is something that they can agree on. They sometimes agree. Is there chemistry? Is there romance? I don't know. But I think the two of them, we need to see something between them and something that is new and different than what we saw with Mulder and Scully. So those are some things that I want to see from the X-Files reboot. If you're interested in X-Files, you watched the show recently, you watched it when it first came out, let me know what you want to see. What were some of your favorite episodes? How do you think they can recapture that? Or is it an impossible task? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.